God, look at the size of that guy's taint. Hey everybody, and welcome to America's favorite Friday tradition, Q&A with Jay. And yes, I am wearing less than I usually wear. It's because it is 175 million degrees in New Jersey. I'd like to be naked, but that violates the laws of YouTube and the natural laws of mankind. So I'm just going to stay like this. I apologize if it's overwhelming. As always, these questions come directly from Twitter. If you want to follow me over there, I am Jay Black is Funny on Twitter. Every Thursday, you ask the Q's. Every Friday, I give you the A's. Let's just hop into it. First question comes from Christine Morales, who asks, can you tell somebody they're funny without telling them that they're funny? And yes, you can. You just laugh. Infidel asks, did I ever steal a movie or video game from B&C Video? And the answer to that is no, I've never stolen anything really except the hearts of Americans everywhere. Scott W. in NC asks, how's the band coming along? Well, if you've been following my Twitter feed, you know that I got a piano over COVID, been trying to learn. Maybe I'll put in some video of me playing piano right here.
It's a pretty good crowd for a Saturday. This is a smile, cause they know that we've been coming to see, to forget about life for a while.
My son has jumped onto accordion. Here's some accordion playing from Keen. And also recently got a bass and has been taking keyboard lessons himself. My daughter, who was learning the drums, has stopped learning the drum. And my youngest daughter is aggressively against learning musical instruments. I don't think she dislikes music so much as she likes vexing me, and I am vexed. But I'm also like the tides. I will eventually erode your resistance. I'm going to break you down into a little sand that plays maybe maracas. J.S. Pearson asks, I won't read the whole thing, but essentially a wiener measuring contest. How is that supposed to be? What are you supposed to do in a wiener measuring contest? I think because of the fact that Elon Musk recently offered to have a wiener measuring contest with Mark Zuckerberg. And my answer to that is pretty easy. The way you win one is to have enough confidence not to engage in one. The second you need to whip it out, you've already lost. So Elon, you lost. J.S. Pearson also asks, how come they always just say comedian, ? And if you're a follower of my Twitter feed, you know that one of the ways that people who don't like me attack me is they'll take what I wrote and they'll write comedian, ? You know, because I define myself as a comedian. And then I say, everybody do a shot. And then everybody all over the country drinks alcohol. And I bring joy into people's lives. But he says, how come it's always comedian that they ask and not producer or writer or the other things that are listed in my bio? And I think it's because comedians are a very presumptuous thing. We really are. I think Seinfeld summed it up when he said it's really hard to make someone laugh. It's really, really hard to make a stranger laugh. And it is almost impossible to get a stranger to pay you to make them laugh. So this idea that I am funny enough that I'm going to ask for money before I tell you jokes, I think if you don't like me, it's the easiest way to attack me because, I mean, what kind of jerk does that? I mean, this one does. Prosecution Barbie asks, what was the first joke you can remember telling that got a laugh? And I actually know what this is. And I mean like a joke that I actually thought of myself that wasn't a knock-knock joke or just saying a curse word that made my brother laugh. This is a dumb joke. My brother and I were driving home with each other on the bus. I was in second grade. He was in kindergarten, and it was the 80s, so we were talking about nuclear war, and I was making a joke that if the nuclear bombs dropped, we'd look up in the air and it would be like fireworks. I said, look, it'll be red, white, and nuclear reactor. And my brother laughed at that. And it's a poorly constructed joke on every level, but it got a laugh. And maybe I'll bring it back in my act. Beth Green Pereira asks, was your family excited by the cleaned up garage? I'll show a video right now. Here's the garage.
word hero gets thrown around pretty loosely nowadays, but obviously, I'm the world's greatest hero.
The answer to that is yes, but not as much enjoyment as the effort I put in. And as a reasonable, grown up, mature adult, I should not worry about that. Like, what did I want them to do? Jumping jacks and cartwheels? Yes, that's what I wanted them to do. They should have done jumping jacks and cartwheels. I spent 25 hours in that stink box of a garage. It was so hot in there. Okay, I'm good. I'm done. I'm done being upset. Kristen Lee asks, could I please use a Sharpie to lay out a response to Ron DeSantis' assertion that we're not going to see a lot of weather this summer down in Florida, so we don't need to worry about insurance companies. And just like Ron DeSantis, I did not have a plan in place. So I don't have a Sharpie or a piece of paper. So I'm just going to hope you forget that you asked that question, because that's about as good a plan as the one Ron DeSantis has. Zodus Great doesn't have a question, just a gift that says, I am death, destroyer of worlds, which, as we all know, is what Robert Oppenheimer said when the first nuclear bomb exploded. And if I remember correctly, he said right afterwards, look up in the sky, you can see red, white, and nuclear reactor, which wasn't funny, but I like the attempt. By the way, I'm assuming that this not question was a way of asking me, will I be seeing Oppenheimer? Yes, I will be seeing Oppenheimer, as well as Barbie, on opening day. It's my son's birthday is the 22nd, so his birthday request was a double feature of Barbie and Oppenheimer, which means I know at least one of my children is mine. Stephen Thomas asks, do I have a favorite author? I do. His name is Kurt Vonnegut. I actually got to meet Kurt Vonnegut. I'll tell the story again. He came to my college. The college knew that Kurt Vonnegut was my guy, so they invited me to come to the party they were having for him after the speech. So I get done the speech, I run. It's probably the only time I ran in college, as fast as I could to where the party was happening. And I got there, the door opened, it's me and Vonnegut, and we're looking at each other. And everything sort of gushes out. I'm like, oh, Mr. Vonnegut, you were the guy that literally saved my life. At a time where I thought I didn't fit into the world, you made me think there are other people like me. And it just means the world to me that I get to meet you. And all of it just came out just in a big gush. And he looked at me. And I'll never forget what he said. It was the most amazing thing. He said, is that where the hors d'oeuvres are? And he pointed past me. And I looked around and I was like, yeah, no, that there's meat and cheese over there and crackers. And he goes, mm-hmm. And he just walks by and he starts eating crackers. That's it. That's the whole story. And I know that doesn't seem like an emotional meeting, like maybe I should be upset about that, but I'm not, guys. That's exactly how Vonnegut should have reacted to that. I'm sure he's heard it a million times. If he had said, oh no, when there was one set of footprints, that's when I was carrying you, it wouldn't have been real. He was real. That's why I loved him. My alt account asks, favorite Mr. Sketch show and why? The why is easy because it's super funny, but my favorite one is, I just do the line from it. My God, look at the size of that guy's taint. I think I have the pullout for this video. Anyway, that's Q&A with Jay. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you'll consider subscribing. I hope you'll consider sending this to a friend or maybe an enemy or maybe a frenemy. Please consider subscribing, liking, putting a comment, sharing, maybe getting the URL to this feed tattooed on a very prominent part of your body. Any of those work for me. I just need the engagement. I'll be back next week with more Q&A with Jay.